Welcome back. I'm Karen. Here with another quick but hopefully effective flow for y'all. This time we're going to concentrate a little bit more on opening up the shoulders. So we're going to begin just sitting at the top of your mat, and we'll find Sukhasana, which translates to easy pose, which also translates to crisscross applesauce. So just starting with your legs crossed, ankles crossed, and then just kind of move around a little bit, get right on top of your sitting bones. And then take a deep breath in, kind of lift the top of your head up towards the ceiling. And then as you breathe out, just soften your shoulders, let your elbows get heavy. You can maybe slide your hands down a little bit closer to your hips, soften your chin, soften your gaze, and to close your eyes. And just take a moment. Draw our attention inwards towards the breath. Slowly allowing each breath to grow just a little bit deeper, and a little bit longer. And then eventually finding this quality of evenness in your breath as you begin to match the length of your inhales to the length of your exhales. If Ujjayi breath is part of your practice, you can start to find that now, just feeling that soft rumble at the base of your throat. Slowly start to float your eyes open. Just keep a soft gaze at first, just letting a little amount of light in. And start to bring your chin up. As you breathe in, reach your arms out to the sides. And as you exhale, you're just going to cross that right arm over your left. If you can, connect the hands, otherwise you'll just kind of clasp opposite shoulder. And then lift the elbows up just a little bit higher so that they're in line with your shoulders. And then try to pull your heart forward a little bit and feel that opening across your upper back. Just holding here for a moment, trying to press the palms together. Even start to tilt your hands forward just a little bit more, but keep the lift in the elbows. And then with the elbows lifted to the height of the shoulder, you're just going to let the elbows kind of drift towards the left a little bit. And as they cross the midline, you start to feel that nice little stretch through the right side of the neck and the upper shoulder. And then bring it back through center. Hold it here, lift the elbows a little higher, pull the chest forward just a little bit more. And then you release the arms, stretch them out to the side, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, just start to fold forward, walk your hands forward just to get into the hips a little bit. And as you breathe in, pull your heart forward, lengthen. And as you exhale, fold. One more, inhale, heart pulls forward, you lift and lengthen. And then exhale, fold. And then walking your hands back in. Bring the torso back up. Switch the crossing of the ankles. Find your sitting bones again. Get right on top of them. Take a deep breath in. Reach the arms out to the side. And then as you exhale, it's the left hand or the left arm that crosses over the right. If you can connect the hands, or just clasp opposite elbow. And then again, lift the elbows up just a little bit higher, keeping them in line with the shoulders. Try to pull your heart forward. As you draw your shoulders just slightly down your back. You continue to breathe here. And then you're just going to slowly let your elbows kind of drift towards the right, crossing the midline. Stretch throughout the upper back and the left side, the neck. and then inhale back through center. Exhale, try to lift the elbows up a little bit higher, and then inhale, release the arms, stretch them out to the side, and then exhale, hands come down in front of you, you just walk them forward, fold forward. Again, breathe in, lift and lengthen, really pull the heart forward. You can kind of press into the hands a little bit so that you can reach the heart forward just a little bit more, and then exhale, fold in. One more inhale. Exhale, fold, and then inhale, walk your hands back up. Bring the torso back up, release the crossing of your legs. We're just gonna make our way into all fours, starting with that cat-cow. So shoulders over wrists, hips over your knees. As you breathe in, drop your belly down, pull your heart forward. Really squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then as you exhale, press into your hands and the tops of your feet to round your back, drop your head. And then breathe in, heart pulls forward. And as you breathe out, round the back, drop your head. Inhale, opening up the front body. And exhale, opening up and lengthening the back body. And just continue like that with your breath. You can close your eyes here. And exhale. And then maybe you slowly start to incorporate some other movements. Maybe some barrel rolls in the torso, where you drop your hips from side to side. And just taking this time here to notice any areas of the body that might feel a little more stiff than usual. Some areas that might need a little extra attention throughout your practice today. And then on your next breath in, you'll just bring it back through center to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes under. You can walk your hands forward an inch. And then lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. And then bend deeply into the right knee. Keep that left leg straight. And then switch, bend into the left knee, straighten out the right leg. And then make that movement a little faster, just kind of pedaling out the feet. So first downward dog of the day, everything usually feels a little stiff, so just kind of work it out a little bit, settle into the pose, spread your fingers wide, press down through every fingertip, every knuckle. Find the inner hands, really press down through them as well. And then draw your chest back towards your thighs a little bit more. Put a deep bend into both knees. And then slowly start to press your thigh bones back as you drop your heels down towards the floor. And then on an inhale, you'll just rock forward to a high plank. Press the heels back, really fire up the legs. Press into your hands, try to pull your heart forward. And then think about kind of pulling your thumbs in towards each other. So we really want to fire up the arms here to help us with balance, because we're going to start to float that right foot right up off of the mat, just an inch or two. So the challenge here is kind of keeping that foot low, but just hovering a little bit. And then turn the right toes in, kind of towards that left ankle. Gaze at the ground just directly in front of you. And then take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to pull the right knee right into the chest. Press into the hands, try to round the back just a little bit more. Lift the knee high into the chest. And then just straighten the leg. Exhale. Deep breath in. And then exhale, hug the knee into the chest, round the back. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, straight. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, straight. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, just take it right up and back into a three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. That's a nice little stretch for the belly. And then inhale, square the hip up, straighten the leg, hug the knee back into the nose. You're just going to lightly step the foot right in between the hands. Bend into that right knee, pull the heart forward, and then exhale, just straighten the right leg, fold. And then inhale, rebend. Back into the knee, hold it here. Left hand stays right where it is. That right hand is going to reach up towards the ceiling. You're going to just take a little twist. And then see if you can find a little bit more length on the right side. Kind of pull that right hip back just a little bit. But at the same time, don't let that left knee buckle. Really press through that left heel to keep that left leg activated and straight. With every inhale, try to lengthen a little bit more. With every exhale, you twist just a little bit deeper. Holding it here for 2 more counts of breath. And then as you exhale, you're going to release the right hand down to the mat on the inside of the right foot, and then breathe in to reach the left hand up towards the ceiling. So just taking the twist to the other side. And then as you breathe out, you're going to bend at the left elbow, drop the left hand behind the back, and just find a half bind here. And if you can, with your left fingertips, you'll hold on to that right hip and use that left hand to kind of pull that right outer hip back a little bit. And then roll that left shoulder head open. And then exhale, release. Left hand comes back down to the mat. Take the right hand to the outside of your right foot. Step the right foot back so you're back in that high plank. Breathe in. And then exhale, just slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toes. Take your hands out wide. Come up onto tented fingers. So direct your elbows up towards the ceiling and then press into your fingertips. And as you inhale, lift the chest up. And then as you exhale, just drop your left shoulder down. Bring the gaze out over your right shoulder. And then breathe in up through center. Exhale, the right shoulder drops down. Look over the left. Inhale through center, up. Exhale, drop the left shoulder. Inhale, up. Exhale, drop the right shoulder. Inhale, up. Exhale, release all the way down. Bring your hands next to your ribs. Tuck your toes under. Lift up through high plank. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then from here, you'll just walk your hands back to your feet. Bend into your knees. Clasp opposite elbow. Find a ragdoll. Let the head hang. Maybe wave the torso from side to side. Just slow down the breath a little bit. And then release your hands down to the mat. Heel toe your feet back together. And then just slowly rise up to stand. And then walk it to the front of your mat. We'll just take a couple Surya Namaskar A here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back to high plank. Bend your elbows lower down, either halfway or taking it all the way down to the floor, finding your back bend here as you breathe in, upward facing or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. And maybe you still want to move around a little bit in this down dog. That's perfectly fine. Pedal out the feet, shake the head, yes, no. Maybe drop the hips from side to side. And then inhale, lift high onto your toes. Gazes forward between your hands as you exhale. Step or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Your exhale takes you all the way back down as you empty out the breath completely. Release the hands down. Inhale, flat back, lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Lower down, halfway or all the way down to the mat, finding your back bend, upward dog or baby cobra. Breathe in. Exhale, down dog. Take a deep breath in here. Find some more length from your fingertips all the way up through your sitting bones. And as you breathe out, find length from your sitting bones all the way down through your heels, kind of pressing your thigh bones back just a little bit. And then inhale, lift high. Exhale, step or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. We'll do just one more. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, flat back. Moving with your breath, going at your pace as you exhale, step back, lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, let the whole breath out. And then on your inhale, you're just going to rock forward again to that high plank. Ground down through the ball of the right foot. Press into the hands. Kind of pull your thumbs in towards each other. Find just a slight lift in your hips. The tailbone is really heavy. It drops down towards your heels. And then you just slowly float that left foot up. Just an inch or two up off of the mat. Roll the left big toe in towards the right ankle. Take a breath. And
then on your exhale, you're just gonna pull the left knee in towards the nose. Pause here, press into the hands, round back. Lift the knee up higher into the chest, really work the core here. And then inhale, press the leg to straight. Staying in that high plank position. Exhale, pull the knee in. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, last one, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips, stretch out the belly. And then inhale, square the hip off, straighten the leg. As you exhale, shift forward, hug the knee into the nose, and then see how lightly you can step that foot right in between your hands. Breathe in. Breathe out, straighten that left leg, just fold, just for a breath. And then inhale, bend back into your left knee. The right hand stays planted. You twist open to the left, reaching that left hand up towards the ceiling. Fire up that back leg. Really press through the right heel. And then lengthen from the right heel all the way out through the crown of the head as you breathe in. And then exhale to twist open just a little bit more. And then release the left hand down to the mat. Twist open to the right. Reach that right hand up. The left hand is on the inside of that left foot. You keep bending deeply into the left knee. Roll that right palm to face the back of the room. Bend the elbow, and then take that hand behind your back. If you can, grab onto the outer left hip and kind of pull it back just a little bit. Really roll that right shoulder, head back. And then reach that right hand back up as you breathe in. Exhale, take it down. Left hand moves to the outside of your left foot. And then you're just gonna step it back, high plank, breathe in. And then exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And then exhale again. Walk your hands back to your feet. Find that ragdoll, bend in the knees, clasp opposite elbow. Or maybe this time, if you want to interlace your fingers and kind of wrap them around the back of your head, just find a little bit more length in your neck. Sway side to side. And then release your hands down. You'll just slowly roll up to stand. And then walk it back to the front of the mat. This time we're taking Surya Namaskar B as you inhale. Bend your knees, drop your hips, Utkatasana. We're gonna take this first one slow. So sink the knees, or sink the hips. Make the tailbone really heavy. Try to drop it down and feel the pit of your belly lift up and in. Reach the arms up. Draw your arms back towards your ears, but as you do that, your front ribs are gonna wanna puff out, but see if you can leave them kind of reaching down towards your front hips. Take an inhale, press the palms together. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Keep your knees bent till your hands come down to the mat, then straighten your legs. Inhale, flat back. As you exhale, you're gonna step or jump to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. And then as you exhale, lightly step that foot just next to your right thumb. Spin your left heel down. Bend deeply into your right knee and then inhale, rise all the way up. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Keep that deep bend in your right knee. See if you can pull that right hip back just a little bit. Let that left hip roll forward. But as that left hip rolls forward, press the left thigh bone back and really press down through the pinky edge of the left foot. Inhale, reach up. Maybe press your palms. Exhale, hands down. Step back, your choice whether you come through chaturanga or go right back into downward facing dog. We'll all meet in down dog, and on the inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, lightly step that foot just next to the left thumb. Spin your right heel down, and then inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Again, trying to square the hips off. That right hip rolls forward, but don't let that right knee buckle. Really press that right thigh bone back. Bend deeply into your left knee. Reach up, look up. Maybe press your palms. And exhale, hands down. Step back. Your choice, whether you're moving through high to low push-up or right into downward facing dog. And then just take a couple breaths here. Gaze goes back in between your knees. this time to come back to your breath. And then inhale, lift high onto your toes. As you exhale, step or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Moving with the breath now. Inhale, bend your knees, drop your hips. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot forward. Spin the left heel down. Breathe in, rise up. Warrior one. Exhale, take it right back down. Your vinyasa, either chaturanga dandasana or right into downward facing dog. And then inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step the foot forward. Spin that right heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, take it back down. Step it back. And then just take a moment in your down dog. Maybe you even find a child's pose here for a breath or two. And then inhale, lift high onto your toes. Exhale, step or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Press the palms. Hold the legs right where they are. As you exhale, pull the hands to prayer in front of your heart. Breathe in, reach the heart forward, try to lengthen out. And then as you breathe out, you're just gonna twist to the right. Hooking your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Really press the palms together. See if you can twist just a little bit more. Kind of slide that right hip back a little bit. Maybe rock the weight back into the heels, squeeze the thighs together. Try to make yourself real tiny and compact here. And then inhale, come up through center. Keep the palms together as you exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart. Breathe in, lift the heart forward. Breathe out, twist to the left, hooking the right elbow to the outside of your left knee. And then inhale, reach up. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then as you inhale, you're gonna shift forward to that high plank. Float the right foot up just an inch or two above the mat. And then exhale, hug the right knee into the chest. Inhale, straighten it out. Exhale, hug the knee in. Inhale, straighten out. Exhale, hug the knee in. Inhale, straighten out. One more, exhale, hug the knee in. Inhale, up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Inhale, square the hip off, straighten your leg. And then as you exhale, step the foot forward, spin that left heel down, find that warrior one again. Reach up, inhale. And then as you exhale, just gonna open it up into a warrior two. So bend deeply into that right knee. Really reach the arms out, hug the muscles to the bones and the arms, really fire up the arms. Imagine that you're pulling your fingertips away from each other. And then as you lift the chest, soften the front ribs, press the left thigh bone back, and you just breathe. See if you can activate your legs a little bit more by imagining that you're kind of pulling your feet in towards each other. Here you'll just flip that right palm up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in as you reverse your warrior. Really reach the right fingertips back. Lengthen out that right side, but keep bending deeply into your right knee. Keep that left leg really active as you lightly walk your left hand down the leg. Breathe in here. And then exhale, take it all the way into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Right hand comes down to the floor about half a foot in front of your right foot. You can come onto your fingertips. Roll that left hip up towards the ceiling as you flex the left foot and then reach the left fingertips up to the sky. And then you're just gonna start to bend back into your right knee. You're gonna step that left foot all the way back and then reach the right fingertip, or the left fingertip, sorry, towards the front of the room. Roll the chest open. You're an extended side angle. And here, if you want to take that bind again, drop the left hand behind the back, maybe hook on to the outer right hip with the fingers. And if you want to take that full bind, that right hand is going to come underneath your right thigh. You're going to find your left hand behind your back, clasp them, and then just roll the chest open. And then if you're in that bind, you can release it, reach the left hand back up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, the hands come down to the mat. And instead of stepping that right foot straight back into a high plank, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our core to pick that right foot up off the mat, hug the right knee into the chest, so just kind of going in reverse of how we got here. And then extend it up and back, three-legged dog. And then just drop the left foot down, come into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And then inhale, reach that left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, square the hip off, straighten the leg, and then just shift forward to a high plank. Keep that left foot floating up just a couple inches above the mat, and then exhale, hug the knee into the nose. Press into the hands around the back. And then inhale, straighten the leg, keep the high plank, exhale, hug the knee in. Inhale, straighten the leg, kick it right back, exhale, hug it in. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Last one, exhale, inhale, up and back, three-legged dog, bend the knee, open the hip. Get that nice stretch for the belly, that feels good, and then square the hip off, straighten the leg. Exhale, step the foot forward. Spin that right heel down, inhale, rise up, warrior one. And then exhale, just open it right up into that warrior two. Bend your left knee deeply. Really dig into that left heel and kind of pull the heel back just a little bit. Reach the fingertips away from each other. Soften the shoulders down your back. And then just soften your gaze, soften your breath. Maybe even close your eyes for a moment here, just really feeling yourself in the pose. And then flip that left palm, inhale, reverse the warrior, stretch it back. Keep bending deeply into your left knee as you reach the left fingertips towards the wall behind you. And then exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Take that left hand all the way down to the mat. Lift the right foot up. Reach that right hand up. Roll the chest open. You can flex the right foot. And if you're feeling okay in your balance, and you feel like you can move your gaze around a little bit, look back and make sure that your right toes are in your line of vision. We have a tendency for that right leg, that top leg, to really kind of drift backwards a little bit. And then finding that extended right angle, you're just gonna bend back into your left knee, step that right foot all the way back, reach the right fingertips towards the front of the room, really roll the chest open. And holding it here for a few breaths, or you're taking that half bind, dropping the right hand behind the back, or you're taking the full bind, that left arm is coming underneath the left thigh, and you grab onto your right hand. And then you'll just slowly release, reach that right hand up towards the ceiling, bring the hands down to frame the left foot. And then again, we're not stepping it right back in to high plank. We're gonna kind of go in reverse. So use your core to lift that left knee up, that left foot up off the mat. Hug the left knee into your chest. Hold it here. And then inhale, up and back, bend the knee, open up the hip. And then exhale, just set it down. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, let the whole breath out. And then we can rinse all that off if you want to with vinyasa. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, bend the elbows lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale. exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, lift high onto the toes. Exhale, step or hop, feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, just fold forward, heel toe your feet out so that they're hip distance. Take your index and middle finger, you're gonna hook them around your big toes. Take a breath in, lift and lengthen. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Direct your elbows out to the sides of the room. And just let your head hang heavy. Bring the weight forward towards the front of the feet. Pull your fingers up into your toes at the same time. Press your toes back down into your fingers. And then inhale, flat back. As you exhale, release your hands. This time, take your hands underneath your feet, Padahastasana. Bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can get your toes all the way up to your wrist creases. And then inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Maybe even wiggle your toes here a little bit. Give your wrists a nice little massage. But can you rock the weight forward towards the front of your feet? Press your feet into your hands at the same time. Pull your hands up into your feet. Stretch your wrists. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. And then release the hands. Heel toe your feet back together. Inhale, flat back. And then as you exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, drop your hips. Utkatasana, chair pose. And then we're gonna find Garudasana or eagle here. So your left knee is gonna hug into your chest. And then you're gonna wrap the left leg over your right. And then extend the arms out to the side. Your right arm is gonna wrap over your left, so that same arm movement that we did at the beginning of class. Again, lift your elbows up to the height of your shoulders. Pull your heart forward. Squeeze your thighs together, so can you sink your hips down just a little bit lower? Find a steady drishti to focus on. Soften your gaze. And then keeping your legs just as they are, you're gonna release the arms. Take the arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers, stretch your arms back behind you. Really reach the knuckles towards the wall that's behind you. And then you're gonna start to release the left leg. You're gonna hinge the torso forward, kick your left leg back, keeping your arms just as they are, so kind of finding a version of Warrior 3, but with this shoulder opener. Hinge forward, really press into your right foot. Try to roll that left hip down towards the mat. And then we're just gonna land it in a lunge. Bend into your right knee. Step that left foot all the way back. Inhale here. Really draw the knuckles down towards the mat. Lift your heart up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, fold forward, trying to bring your torso to the inside of your right thigh as you continue to bend deeply into your right knee. And this time, reach the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Let your head just hang heavy. And then just gently release the hands down to the mat. You're gonna heel toe your right foot over to the right side of your mat so that you can bring both of your hands to the inside of your right foot. And then you'll drop your left knee down, untuck your toes. You can either hold it right here, or if you feel like you have further to go, you'll just bring your forearms down to the mat. So just holding here in lizard. And the tendency here is to kind of let that right knee just fall open. But this time, see if you can keep kind of pulling that right knee in towards your right shoulder. And then come back up onto your hands. You're gonna tuck your left toes under, you're gonna lift that left knee, and we're gonna find a yogi squat at the top of our mat. So you're just gonna step the left foot to the outside of your left hand. Sink your hips down. Hold it here, Malasana, or if you want to take that arm balance, Bakasana or crow pose, you can do that for a couple breaths, just releasing your hands down, heel toeing your feet together, lifting high onto the balls of your feet, getting your knees up high on your arms, and then just rock forward until your feet float up. And then releasing it back down. And if you're in the squat, straighten your legs. Heel toe your feet together, breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of your heart. Breathe into your pose, Utkatasana, bend your knees, drop your hips. This time it's that right knee that's gonna hug into the chest. You wrap your right leg over your left. Left arm wraps over your right. Connect the hands or clasp opposite shoulder, lift the elbows up a little bit higher, pull your heart forward. Can you sink with your hips a little bit lower? Squeeze your thighs together. And then your legs stay just as they are. You release your hands, take your hands behind your back. You're gonna find that interlace of your fingers, but see if you can find the opposite interlace so that the opposite pinky is on the bottom. Reach the knuckles back towards the wall behind you. Open up the chest. And then start to release that right leg, kick it back behind you. Hinge forward. Holding here for a moment in this balance. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then just land it softly in that lunge. Keep the hands just as they are. Lift the chest, drag the knuckles down towards the floor, and then exhale, fold forward. And you can widen your stance here a little bit if that helps you with the balance. And maybe you can get your torso to the inside of your left thigh. Maybe you have to rest it on there a little bit. And you're gonna feel that left thigh start to burn. And instead of kind of backing out of it, think about embracing the burn, kind of face it full on, maybe bend a little bit deeper into your left knee. Knowing that you're about to get some relief, take a last inhale. And then exhale. Release your hands down. Heel toe that left foot out to the edge of the mat. Bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. Drop your right knee down. Untuck your toes. Sink your hips down. But as you sink your hips down, think about pulling that left heel back, and then you decide whether you're staying on your hands or if you have a little bit further to go, you can come right down onto your forearms. Try to pull that left knee in towards your left shoulder. So we're not relaxing yet. And then bring your hands back onto the mat. Tuck your right toes under, lift that knee, come back to that yogi squat. Step the right foot to the outside of your right hand, sink the hips. Elbows to the inside of the knees, press the elbows and the knees together, press your palms together, lift your heart. You either hold it here or you take that arm balance, Bakasana or crow pose for a breath or two. And then we'll all meet back in that yogi squat. Release your hands down, lift your hips, heel toe your feet back together. Inhale, flat back. Rinse all that out with a final vinyasa as you exhale. Plant your hands, step your feet back, high plank, bend your elbows lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop to your knees, cross your ankles, sit your hips back behind your heels. And just come to a seated position. You're just gonna rock backwards a little bit till you're right on the tip of your tailbone. We're just gonna find Navasana or boat pose. So you're gonna start, we're gonna kind of go in phases because the idea here is to always be able to lift your heart up towards the ceiling. And as soon as you lose that, that means you have to kind of back off a little bit. So bring your hands to the backs of your knees, lift your heart up towards the ceiling. Think about rolling the heads of your shoulders back and down. And maybe this is where you hold it right here. Or maybe you pick your feet up, keep reaching your heart forward. And then maybe you release the hands, reach the fingertips towards the front of the room. And if you can still lift your heart up, and if you feel like you have a little bit further to go, you can extend your legs. And you're supposed to be shaking here. Shaking is normal. I'm gonna breathe for 5, 4, 3, keep lifting the heart. 2, if your legs are straight, think about spreading the toes. And 1, deep inhale. And then exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Roll all the way down to the floor, bend the knees, plant the feet. And we'll just take one bridge pose. Reach your hands forward, make sure your feet are close enough to your hips that you can just graze the backs of your heels with your fingertips. Press into all four corners of your feet, lift your hips. One at a time, walk your shoulders underneath your back, interlace your fingers beneath your hips, and press into the feet. Try to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Pull your knees in towards each other. Imagine that you're squeezing a block with your thighs and you're trying to hold that block into place. And then press your shoulder blades up and into your back. Draw your chest a little bit closer towards your chin. And then just release your hips. Release the shoulders. And then keeping your feet just as they are, hip distance, you're just gonna drop both knees down to your right. Reach your left arm out to the side. Let the gaze go past your left shoulder. Just a simple spinal twist. Just kind of putting everything back into place. And here's where you can start to let go of your ujjayi. You can let go of your breath. And then inhale, come back up through center. And then just switch sides. Exhale, drop the knees down to the left. Reach your right arm out to the side. Gaze goes past your right shoulder. And then inhale your knees up through center. Preparing for Shavasana, just extend your legs forward. Take your legs out wide and let your feet just fall open. Your arms come down by your sides. Roll your palms up to face the ceiling. Relax the muscles of your face. Relax your eyes. Let your tongue just release from the roof of your mouth. And rest deeply. Start to deepen your breath. Just make some small movements back into your body. Just wiggle your fingers, your toes. And just bend your knees, plant your feet. And as you're ready, just slowly move over onto your right side. And just pause there for a moment, pressing your center forehead into the mat. Letting the effects of your practice settle in. And then just slowly start to make your way up to a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Bringing your hands to prayer in front of your heart, breathing in, lift your heart up towards your thumbs. Keep that lift in your heart as you exhale, lower your chin. Thumbs to third eye. From the light within me to the light within you. Namaste.